But we start in Sweden. The country's largest shooting range was the place the United States delivered their latest air-to-air missile, and Denmark provided their most experienced test pilot and an F-16 fighter plane. We took part as California-based Raytheon tested a future air-to-air missile in Scandinavia. Kasper B. Nielsen is among the best test pilots in the world. As Denmark's most experienced test pilot, he will be firing the missile from Raytheon. The company found it cheaper to rent a test range in northern Sweden and proceeded to ask if the Danish Air Force would participate in the test. That way, they could avoid bringing over U.S. pilots and save money. And we were more than happy to get a chance to test our aircraft. The place is Vidsel in northern Sweden, a test range covering 300 kilometers by 300 kilometers. The task is to fire the so-called MRAM missile. The missile is seen here on the wing of a Danish F-16 fighter. On the ground, more than 100 technical personnel follow the test. Masses of data is collected in the seconds from the missile being launched until it impacts an oncoming pilotless plane. When you take off to undertake a test like this, we first make sure that the plane and the missile is 100% in order. So we start off with a couple of test flights with a missile of the same type mounted on the plane. The moment the missile is launched, the more than 100 people involved must be focused. They are observing with radar, binoculars, and cameras. It all has to work at just that moment. The new missile has been developed for future fighter planes where the weapon systems will be hidden inside the plane. The missile is packed with high-tech equipment and costs 11 million Danish kroner. With a drone priced at 4 million Danish kroner and ground rent for the Swedish test site, the total cost reaches 25 million Danish kroner. But for the U.S. manufacturer, more than money is at stake. For them, it's much like an exam. It's the first time they will know if what they have been working at for years will work or not. Ground personnel leader Jacob Wolf felt the tension just before the test. It's that special feeling when you have prepared a plane, seen it become fully armed, and then see it come home again after having delivered the missile you loaded on it.
Right two.
Clear to fire.
Copy, clear to fire.
During the test, an unmanned plane is sent up as a target. The target is put in position, and when I am in position to launch, countdown begins and the missile is launched.
2, 1, 4.
Launch! Holy
man. Target is killed.
Yes. Copy, target killed.
The moment the missile is launched is very special, especially the feeling you get when you receive the signal that the target is down. All ground personnel were clapping and happy that things went well.
But thank you, Kasper. That's very good.
The Americans were satisfied. They considered the test so successful that they will use Europe for the next round of tests. For the Americans, this has not only been a missile test. They also wanted to test if they can involve non-U.S. forces in future tests.
Launch! Holy